What's up, everyone? This is another fun edition. Well, actually, I want to say fun edition. This is another edition of my review. I hope you can hear the music in the background. I'm trying something different this time. Um, to add a little rhythm to my madness, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna turn it up just a bit. Hopefully, you can hear me over the music. So here it is, the review of Impact Wrestling Final Hour. We start out with this amazing cold open where Johnny and Killer Cross go not back at it, but they have their own opinion on what's going to go down later on that night. So that was a really thorough way to do it. Give some insight to the people that were watching about what would really go down, how would they maneuver, how would they work it, and that was actually pretty cool to see as a official cold open. It wasn't a promo, it wasn't a it's more of an introduction, which was pretty cool to see. We haven't seen that in a while. But I digress. Now we start with the opening match, which was OG's Kenny King, Hernandez, and Homicide versus Lucha Brothers, or Lucha Bros, as the announcer said it. I could have sworn it was Lucha Brothers, but all right. Pentagon and Phoenix. Ooh, this was a great match. So I'm gonna try to get into this as much as I can. Uh the Lucha Brothers and OGs start off with, "Hey, what's up, Andre? Can you hear me as well as the music and me myself? Is it too loud?" I wasn't gonna ask unless someone popped up. Waiting. I have the heater running in my car right now, so all I hear is your voice. I don't hear any music. How about now? Anyways, okay, so here we go. They started off with a good push and shove kind of thing. All right. Well, enjoy the stream then, because I don't know how to work the music, but maybe it's because you're in a car. Um, they start off pushing each other like viciously, like they wanted to fight, and then they started this battle going out of the ring. Pentagon was thrown outside, and Homicide and Pentagon started working each other while Phoenix was working with Homicide. That was actually pretty interesting. Hernandez working with Pentagon outside doing their thing, and then Homicide was working in the ring, which was pretty interesting to see because I remember back in the day, LAX Homicide was the wasn't the wrestler. I mean, he was the wrestler, but I think shit. There's an ad on the stream. Okay, whatever. So they go back at it. Phoenix starts this match off after they get physical and everything else. Hernandez gives a brutal headbutt to Phoenix. Pentagon inside fight on the outside again. Like they spent the whole entire time on the outside. It was pretty mad, pretty fucking mad. Uh, Phoenix tried to rock Hernandez, but he made short work with the set of the. Oh yeah, he did the whole border toss kind of thing, but they didn't call it the border toss. They called it the shoulder tackle, basically. But it's basically get off me, bro, kind of thing. So that was pretty cool to see. Just bum rushed Phoenix and just threw him out. That was great. Um, and then somehow we go to Homicide, and he has a fork trying to stab Pentagon. Like, what the hell? Where'd he get a fork from? That was insane. So and then Johnny Bravo tries to capture the fork. He's like, "No, you can't do that. You can't do that." And Homicide looked at him so weird. It was great. Uh, till Johnny Bravo took it away. Side tosses in Pentagon. Venus gets tossed in as well and does these amazing top rope springboard headbutts. Oh man, those headbutts! I have not seen him do that in Lucha Underground. Um, maybe he has done in the past few episodes that he's been in, but I haven't caught up since Dez debuted in like episode 3. I got a lot to cut. I got a lot to catch up on Lucha Underground, but I digress. When Phoenix does those top rope springboard headbutts, dude, that is just absolute madness. And you can actually see the head connect to the body. It's not just like a head and dodge, head and dodge. It's an actual springboard top rope headbutt. And that is phenomenal to see. I love that. Uh Phoenix tags Penta. Penta tries to do a top rope, but King rejected it. He pulled the leg down, and then Phoenix does this amazing turnbuckle moonsault and takes out everybody. Like he literally flies and takes out his own brother, which is a little shade back to the Hardy brothers when they started doing the whole top rope dive. And Jeff didn't care about what Matt was doing. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna jump on you. We're gonna do this. Takes out everyone. Sean Hernandez gets back up, does an over the rope, cleanly over the rope. Like he didn't touch it. He didn't touch any of it. It wasn't skinned. It wasn't grazed. This is a 280-pound man. Almost, I think he's 6'3", 6'2". He's a tall dude. And he's clearing this ring like a luchador. It was beyond insane. I loved it. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Hernandez does the rockabye bait, and then you throw Phoenix and Pentagon go do some back and forth with Hernandez and everything else. Homicide is outside with Pentagon again fighting him, and then Phoenix gets rockabye baby by Hernandez. Oh, that was a really fun spot. I loved it. He even kissed him goodnight before he just straight up power bombed him. That was just great. I loved it. I love the little tidbit ideas that they have. Um, and then Penta comes back in just in time to break the pin up. Penta and Phoenix do some amazing tag team spots like flips, kicks, super kicks, irreversible super kicks. That's the one where it's not like technically a super kick, but it's where they basically put their hand down, twist their body, and kick like that. That's not a super kick. Super kick is basically what Shawn Michaels does, and or the Young Bucks. But Pentagon and Phoenix's super kicks are a bit inverse. They're different, and they basically entangle their legs so it hits the side of the head, not the cheek. It basically hits the temple, which is a much more severe spot to hit than the cheek. Um, Penta does this one spot where he where he missile drop kicks side in the nuts. That was great. And I'm surprised Johnny Bravo didn't disqualify him because that was a clear shot to the groin. That was funny. That was great. I loved it. Penta and Phoenix do this step up shoulder splash, but Shawn kicks out. More amazing tag team spots. Like, okay, this one is where they did the whole combo at the end, where they did top rope dives, top rope stomps. It's really hard to call this match. I gotta give props to Josh Matthews and fucking Don the God, by God, Don Callis. That was they do an excellent job doing this. I had it all down and I was like, you know what, I can't call this shit. This is madness. But Shawn kicks out, more amazing, and then takes out King. Penta takes out King with a super kick, knocks him out, able to do the pin, and the Lucha Brothers win. My 13-minute match with no CM. Why did I put that? It was an absolute credible. Everything was great about this. People are like, "Oh, the LA OGs are so slow. LGs are so slow." My favorite match on Final Hour. I loved every bit of it. But if I had to choose a favorite, I loved the Eddie versus Moose match because it had more of the story to it. But if I would go for an actual wrestling aspect of it, Johnny Impact versus Killer Cross. That was a great match, and it was my favorite because it wasn't Johnny's style he was wrestling. And if you've noticed Johnny's career, he's not a very versatile stiff wrestler. He has adapted to that. So Killer Cross is a strong style pseudo suplex machine, and he can be MMA background. So basically, the whole luchador parkour thing would not be a good offense for Killer Cross, and that's why it's my favorite. I will answer all questions at the end, so keep just listening down, and I'll answer them at the end. I have a lot to go through. 13-minute match. It was incredible. It was fun. It told a story. You can see the hatred from King. I have zero complaints. Fuck the internet. Fuck cage side seats and fuck 411. They follow me, but whatever. They absolutely creamed this match and fucking synthetics and analyzed the hell out of it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. We had a Lucha Brothers celebration. They're speaking Spanish. I don't know Spanish, so they're probably just saying that was great. That was amazing. Conan rolls up, discusses a party, and then they go. Oh yeah, and then there's this one thing where LAX comes up with, well, that was a month ago. And he's like, oh, we have a month to go, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, we have a month to go, and I was like, wait a minute. See, Impact has yet to show images of LAX in these upcoming matches. In the Twitch show, in the One Night Only coming up in December, they are not listed in the picture. The Wrestle Pro in April, they are not listed. So I am very nervous with this month to go, quote unquote, because from my knowledge, Impact has not yet re-signed Ortiz and Santana, and they better get their asses on it because that is a team they do not want to fucking lose. I mean, I don't know why they haven't re-signed them because they're promoting them. They're giving them so many fucking options. They gave them the cold open of Bound for Glory, where it was just basically them walking around New York talking about how New York made them. And that was different. That was like, okay, cool. That's great. Give them that and let them roll with it. But they have not yet re-signed them. And I'm like, they better not lose LAX. And I've heard rumblings, and I do not like the rumblings I'm hearing. So Don Callis, Scott D'Amore, please get on it. I love you guys to death, but you guys got to resign LAX. There's no team like them right now, and it's probably the best team lucha-wise and physical-wise and stamina-wise to keep. So, yeah, that month to go nonsense was a bit contrived in my mind. Then we got Katarina versus the debut of Jordynne Grace. See, people on the internet, on internet reviews and dirt sheets and shit, said it was a squash match. I don't really think it was a squash match. It was a debuting match. Not all debuts are squashes, people. And if it was a squash, why did they let Katarina get so physical? If it was a squash match, Jordynne just could have come down and pounded her in a minute. Squash matches are where the opponent or the debuting talent just absolutely destroys his contender. And this was not so. Katarina starts off with a physical battle. It starts off with Jordynne Grace is going to kill you chance. That was great from an old throwback of Joe So some Samoa Joe fans were in the audience, but and then it was great. I loved hearing that. That they tie up, it gets very physical right off the bat. Right off the bat, it gets really physical. Kicks to the head, turnbuckle jabs, everything else. They battle in the corner. I just Jordan just absolutely tosses Katarina off the top rope, clear across the ring. Like she literally just picked her up and threw her. Like, hey, get off my rope, go over there. That was great. I think I saw that at All In. I think she did that to Cage at All In. Yes, she did that to Cage at All In. Cage was on the top rope, and Jordan threw Cage like that. That's what made Jordan impressive to me. Katarina tries a clothesline. Jordan blocks it with pure strength, as Don Callis said, but you can kind of see that it was not physically stopped. She just put their hands up. I'm pretty sure that just because you put your hands up, you can't block a strength punch. I mean, you can, but it's doesn't take much. So I don't know why the emphasis on power was needed for that, because you toss an arm, you just go like that, it stops instantly. It's not power, it's not anything, it just stops. So that wasn't needed, and that was one thing I didn't like. They break from that, but then Jay starts the sledgehammer power shots. Callis called them clubbing blows, but I like the sledgehammer power shots. She basically just tosses her pounds her like a gorilla, reverse style. She's here, and she's just going like this, back and forth. That was interesting. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. She made power shots, at least 10 of them. I counted 10. How many did you guys all count? I counted at least 10 of those sledgehammer power shots. And I'm trademarking that. That's what I'm calling them. Jordan gains momentum, then tries a sling, but Kay counter it. Sling means she basically tries to throw Katarina into the ring ropes and do something off of it, but Katarina counters it and gives a DDT, a tornado DDT through the rope, something like DJZ used to do or does. Now this is interesting. And then Katarina strikes a Winter-esque pose. Now, for those that do not know, her pose is very symbolic. A Katarina pose is different from a Winter pose, and you can totally tell with the menacing eyes and the way she presents her hands and shit. That was a Winter pose. But Jordan gets up, is already up and angry as hell, and gives Katarina a vicious bear hug. Kay taps out. Katarina taps out, and that was it. It was a 5-minute match, roughly 6 minutes. It was a very impressive debut. If you wanted to bring a knockout out, that represents power, that represents tenacity, that represents something physical more than just flash in the pan, flashy style. That's how you bring it. And Callis said, I once managed a guy named Rhino, which I love the whole not the cheap plug, I wouldn't say cheap plug, but present plug. How he said that Jordan is like a female version of Rhino. Now, I love and hate that. I hate it when people get compared to former wrestling talent, because their arsenal is totally different. They may look the part, like Brian Cage gets compared to Scott Steiner and Goldberg. I'm like, I don't see it. Brian Cage is a Brian Cage. Ricochet got compared to AJ Styles. I'm like, hell no. Ricochet is a hell more talented than AJ. There's just so many people that get compared. Oh, she's just a female Nia. Oh, she's just this. And I was like, no, they are their own fucking talent. They trained to be what they bring. And I'm just completely done with it. But it was nice to hear the comparison, because she is, and how Callis is not afraid to plug names. That I love him for that. Like he plugs Rey Mysterio. He plugs people that are actually in other promotions, and he just says it. You know what? They're just doing. I once did this to her, and I was like, damn. He just name dropped someone that's in WWE. Bravo. So that was good to see. All right. So now we get into how Don Callis and Josh Matthews say about you think it's a good idea that Brian Cage is about to go to Ohio. It's like, and then Don Callis is like, everyone in Ohio is miserable because they live in Ohio. like because Josh Matthews agreed with him, but he lives in Ohio. He lives in the uptown, not Dayton, like in the streets, but he lives in like the urban city area of Ohio. So I was like, oh, like he's like, yeah, everyone's miserable because they live in Ohio. But I digress. So we get Brian Cage driving in his car with a camera in the back. That was pretty cool. Doesn't show the actual car he drives, which is interesting because it looks like a nice car. It would have been pretty cool if he had a Lambo and just rolled on the highway, rolling up to Rockstar Pro in a Ferrari or a Lambo. Well, that would have been great. But anyways, maybe he should get on that Alberto pension where he gets like these nice cars brought to him. I don't know. Anyways, Brian Cage invades Rockstar Pro in Ohio. He shows up, rolls up. These Jake and Dave are talking to management or some sort of producers. They're wearing polo shirts, so mostly likely they're security, weak security because they got pretty done quick. Just absolutely destroys them. Holds Jake up by the red vest, jacket, shirt, and he says, "Where's Cage?" And he can barely speak because he can barely breathe. Like inside. So and then he enters this, and everyone's like, "Who's this guy? What's going on here?" Cage enters Rockstar Pro Wrestling, calls out the draw. Sami Callihan tells him, "Hey, I'm here. I'm gonna give you a little enticement. I'm gonna put the title online, the real X Division title, the real machine. Brian Cage is here, and not that." And I came to this shithole to do something about it. So that's basically what it was. Called out the draw. Cage gives in a few shots to the draw. The draw tosses Cage out of the ring. They do some violence on the outside with some spots, dodges and misses, barricade jabs where they basically just throw people in the barricade and just start doing hits and stuff. Then he tosses the draw into the post. That was interesting. See, Brian Cage is a tosser. I think I've said this before. Brian Cage likes to toss people. He doesn't like to suplex. He likes to toss. Like, have you ever seen some of the matches? The one with Phoenix, where he does this top rope suplex. He doesn't do a top rope suplex. He does a top rope suplo. I'm going to call it that. Where he basically grabs his opponent and doesn't hold all the way. He halfway throws him and just lets go. Like, there you go. Let gravity take it. And I love that. He's just, I'm not going to do the full suplex. I'm going to do a suplo. Tosses him. He does a few things with that with Sami Callihan, but he counters it. Then Sami Callihan gets Jake and Dave come out. Josh Matthews calls them the Jackals or the Hyenas. He can't really. One day he's gonna call them the Dingoes. And then one thing I didn't like was Josh Matthews didn't name these guys coming out. Yeah, he knows who they are. They've been on Impact. I mean, some of them have been on Impact. He called their match the Zach, Trey, and Ace match versus OVE. And he's like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And I was like, "Well, you know who these guys are. What are you talking about?" So yeah, Ace, Zach, and I think there was Trey Miguel. I would have loved to hear the name. I only recognized Ace and Zach and Jake and Dave. And there were 6 guys. So I've only recognized, and then they do some amazing counter proposals. I couldn't call this match. I couldn't call what the 6 OI 4K Academy did. That's basically their brand. These guys come from OI 4K Academy. It's the academy that produces talent for Rockstar Pro and Wrestling Revolver in Ohio or Iowa, where that was. But yeah, Rockstar Pro is in Ohio, and OI 4K Academy is the basic is the basic wrestling training center for OVE's trainees. And I couldn't call them. They were just madness, doing top rope dives, spins, kicks, and Cage was throwing people left and right. It was basically what Josh Matthews said. It was the Avengers versus it was the Avengers 4 versus Thanos. Cage was Thanos, and the rest were little superheroes trying to knock him down, which that was kind of a weird analogy because that makes Cage the villain and the Jackals the heroes. So I don't know about all that. This was a really good segment. There was too much chaos to call. The only complaint I have, Josh Matthews didn't name the talent he knows. That was just, I don't know. That was confusing for me. Here's a fun one. Then we go back to Josh Matthews saying, Ohio, Melissa Santos is coming home. She is, and she may not. That's not confirmed yet, but she said it is. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited either way. But hold up, cool man. I gotcha. Then Josh Matthews and Ohio Don Callis talk about what just happened in Ohio, and I just can't fathom what they said. It was basically Avengers, and that's all he went on and on about. I like Josh Matthews, but sometimes his aneurysms. That's the right word? No, that's not the right word. I'm just gonna say his words don't really add up to the story or concept. But he gets his message across and he gets the point and the concept. I don't know. Well, we go back into the ring and we have this pink screen, something I've never seen in MLW. MLW has been in that arena and I've never seen that pink screen or pink wall. So that was really interesting to see. I've never seen that before. Taya isn't done with Tessa. Taya calls Tessa a coward because she was resourceful with their apron at Bound for Glory, and last week she just punched Brandon Toll. Brandon Toll. Like, all right, I'm done with you. I'm done with this match. Knocked out, disqualified. I was like, who punches a ref? Honestly. So she knew she was gonna lose, so she hit the ref. So Taya was like, you know what? I'm not done with you. I came to Impact to get the Knockout Championship. I didn't come here for nothing, and they call me La Guerrera Loca for a reason, and that's because I'm not afraid to get shit done. Basically, she says, "I'll take you in a no DQ match, a Tijuana street fight. Hell, we can go in the parking lot." So yeah, Taya is still waiting, and she still wants to do this. My thoughts, I loved it. I loved, even though Taya is babyface, her promos are a bit heelish, which makes it work for me. Because I can't see Taya as the pretty little babyface. I mean, she's gorgeous, yes, but we've known her from nothing but violence and blood and brutality. So it's good to see her reverse roles a bit. That's pretty brave of Impact to do, and I'm admiring it. And she's doing a good job of it. Like she's finding a good balance between heel and face, and it makes you think that Taya is the victim, which is supposed to be here, but she's not really playing the victim. She's playing the dominant heel, dominant face, basically, like catch and fade. She's not afraid to do this. She's playing, I wouldn't say John Cena, but she's doing a great face job with a good heel aspect, a good heel concept, if that makes any sense. But Tessa is in action at the Vegas tapings. It doesn't show what or who, so it just shows her carrying the title. And it's like Tessa will be in action. So we don't know what's going to go down, but she's probably going to answer answer Taya. We get more fan service videos. When I say fan service, I mean the whole Scarlet intro videos. Now, I want to do this video, but I don't know how to do it because I don't have anyone to video me. I would love to just do a video, like maybe a workout video, karaoke video. I can do a Guitar Hero jam, just record myself playing Guitar Hero. I mean, why not, right? Then we get the Falaba and KM talking to Scarlett Bordeaux. And she's on the couch just chilling, and she's really thrown off by these dudes right now. She's like, I don't want any of this. So she's basically just throwing her rude shade and everything. This was a different side of Scarlett because you can see in her expressions that she didn't want any of this. She's like, I just wanted to relax today. I just wanted to lay on this gorgeous couch. And these guys roll up and say, hey, and just beg her for her services. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little over excessive. I mean, I like Fallout and KM because they're working this angle geniusly, but they came off as puppy dogs getting the bone, and like Ba is going Ba, and then KM's like slapping him because he knows he's talking inappropriate. And then what's it called? Scarlett goes and says, we're going to Vegas this week, and play games like slots, blackjack, strip poker, stuff. And Ba's like, Ba. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, it was fun. It was a good innuendo comment. Like Scarlett was throwing in those after hour innuendos, like taking off clothes and getting lucky, and and speaking the Vegas plural. So it was fun. It was fun to see. It was fun to throw these overbearing phrases that kids that will watch at 10 p.m. because it's rated PG, so parents would still let their kids watch. They wouldn't get the innuendos that the adults would. So it's basically like throwback Disney in the 90s where they had these adult phrases, but the kids would never get them, but the adults would be like, that was great. So that was basically what I thought about it. It was great. I'm very impressed by this. I'm really intrigued by it to see what's going on. Okay, this one, oh man, this one took me 3 pages. And I'm doing this, guys. I'm doing this for you guys. This one took me 3 pages. I love talking about it, but I hate writing it. Oh man, it's so annoying. Andre, I need your help with this. I don't know how you guys do these reviews into details without writing stuff. I'm gonna try watching Impact and commenting by pause and play, but I gotta find out how to do reviews because they are my best videos. You get my best me. It's basically me talking how passionate I am, and I want to do them. They're just way too much fucking work for my mental illnesses, and my middle finger is broken, so it takes me a long ass time to write. And I get cramps. My finger can't bend. So when I write, it hurts like hell. But I digress. Let's get into this. Enough about me. Moose versus Eddie Edwards starts out of the ring. Like the bell doesn't even start for the full half of this. Starts out of the ring with buckets and violence and plated jackets. Moose slides up. They get in the ring. Moose slides out of the ring. Eddie dives off the rope again. Eddie tosses a bucket of beers. Like he goes into they're on the outside still. And these fans are just like, yeah, eating up and just tossing him things. Tossing this little bucket. And I wonder if you can actually get those in the arena where you can actually like soda gets really warm quick. So I wonder if you can actually get those buckets in the arena and actually put your cold beers in it and keep it cold for the full 4 hours you are there. That's actually a very clever, ingenious idea. So he just tosses a full bucket of ice cold beers and these are aluminum cans. Just toss them in his face, point blank too. So that was brutal. I mean, it didn't. Most of them didn't hit his face, but they just pelted him with ice and cold cans. If you've ever been tossed a cold can in the head, it's not friendly. Um, E tossed it a bucket of beers. Then E, I mean, then more so I say E because I wrote E because I didn't want to wipe the full Eddie. Eddie, okay, you remember Sandman where he brought beers to the ring and just throw them at the fans randomly out of nowhere, just chucks them. Stone Cold didn't do that. He handed to the person. Sandman was like, you know what? Fuck it, fuck it. Here you go. Here you go. Drink with me. Drink with me. And that's basically what Eddie did in this. So that was pretty cool to see, where he picks up one of the beers that are on the floor and he just tosses it overhead. Doesn't care where it lands or where it hits, just tosses it. That was great. Um, dumps a bucket of ice water. Dumps a bucket of ice water over Moose's head. I'm losing views, man. What's wrong with that? Come on, am I doing something wrong? Uh, loses dumps him over his head, and that was great. Eddie tosses Moose in the ring. Moose kicks Eddie as he gets in the ring. Eddie's on the rope. Moose does the whole hesitation drop kick, which is amazing to see. I don't know how he does it, but he suspends himself in air for like 2 seconds. Like a drop kick is like boom, but Moose is just like boom, and I was like, I don't know how he does it, but he has suspended gravity for 2 seconds and then hits someone. It's mind blowing to see. I don't understand it. You're supposed to fall when you jump. He does this, boom. Normal drop kick is like that. I don't get it. Uh Eddie lays on the floor. Eddie lays on the barrier. He lands on the barrier and he's like thrown out. Moose rolls out. He drags him by the foot, drags him around the barricades and everything. Eddie's just bumping his head on the plastic. uh Now Moose grabs a bucket, puts it on his head, and then he does the pump kick. So he basically literally kicked the bucket. Eddie falls to the floor. Reference intended, like literally kicked the bucket because he basically kicked the bucket and Eddie was almost looking dead. The crowd chants one more bucket, one more bucket, one more bucket. Moose grabs the bucket and he tries to put it on Eddie's head, and then he denies it. He's like, nope, screw you guys. And then he tosses Eddie in. Moose gets in, and the match finally starts. I wrote one full page on that. Now this is gonna be versatile. This was a lot of craziness to go into. Now Moose goes to town on Eddie. Just totally Moose blocks Eddie. Eddie fights back. Moose gives a stiff shot to Eddie. The crowd chants this. The crowd. Okay, I don't know about that. Moose does a drop kick. Eddie falls to the concrete floor. Eddie traps him between the turnbuckles. I mean, they're still going physical at this point. These are just the headlights. Eddie traps him between the turnbuckles. Now, when I say that, he basically traps him between the turnbuckles. So Moose is basically hugging the turnbuckle right now, and Eddie is just pounding his head into them, just sternum and neck into the head about 3 times. It takes the link brainer. Oh, he takes the link banner off the bar, and then Eddie lashes him. I'm surprised Johnny Bravo didn't do the disqualification right there. That's technically a weapon. Lashes Moose with it, and then throws it to a fan. That fan is a lucky bastard, man. I swear, lucky bastard to catch that. I'm gonna talk to Miguel and see if he found the one who caught the banner at the Impact tapings. Then Moose does an amazing top rope go to hell. Like he basically threw him off the top rope and just threw him. Like, you know what? Screw you. Done. I will answer your questions at the end if you want to hold on and listen. But I will answer your question at the end, Sean Steven. Thank you for being a new viewer. Where was I? So he basically tosses him off the rope, and then Eddie kicks out. Moose gives a tiger driver. Eddie kicks out of the spear. Moose gives a tiger driver. Moose kicks out. Fans chant, "This is Impact." I love that chant. This is Impact. This is Impact. It's basically symbolic. It basically means this is now Impact Wrestling. This isn't TNA. This isn't what it was. This is now Impact Wrestling. I love it. This is Impact. I also love the chant, "This is wrestling." This is Impact. After a fan, oh man, I can't. Oh, after a few one-off stiff shots, forearms to each other, they start a chop fest. Now this, if anyone sees New Japan, I've seen a few episodes, I've seen GIFs, and a chop fest can get brutal. But I have never seen a chop fest like this that was going on for at least 2 minutes. And a chop fest. I counted the chops, and it was 54 each collectively. Like, it wasn't 54 Moose, 54 Eddie, just collectively, back and forth. It was 54 chops. Fans chant after a few more exchanges, "This is awesome." And now we come to the beautiful power bomb spot. I mentioned this on tweet, where if you're not watching a wrestling show to say, "Oh shit," at least 3 times, what the hell are you watching? Because that's why we watch wrestling. We watch to say, "Oh shit, oh my god, that's awesome." But if you're not watching that, if you're watching a wrestling and you're not screaming "oh shit" like 3 times, because I literally said "oh shit" like 10 times in this episode. And that's what made me watch it more. And if you're just watching in silence without screaming "oh shit," why are you watching? And that's why Impact makes it different, because you actually scream "oh shit." But this particular spot, where he basically picks up Eddie and just tosses him on the metal entrance ramp, it went from an "oh shit" to an "oh fuck." That was insane. It is up to 1,000K retweets. It is blowing up Impact's Twitter. It was amazing. It was blowing up, I think, a little bit more than the baseball shot to the skull. And that was absolutely incredible. And Eddie just knocked out. He's like, Alicia comes running out. Eddie is out cold. His elbow is bleeding. It's cut up from the rubble of the ramp. Like, like the ramp isn't solid. It has these little things on it. And he's crawling on his hands and knees to the ring to finish the match. Moose runs at E. E sideswipes, steps by the rope, and Moose flies into the ring. And then Moose recovers quickly and gives a no jackhammer needed power bomb, or whatever it was, whatever he calls it. Like I said, all the new people that are watching, I will answer your questions. I will read them thoroughly. This is a lot to go through, and I don't want to release my momentum. Then we get a backstage segment where a doctor says, like, Eddie's eyes are glazed, his eyes are big, and he has a concussion. And Eddie's like, "You know what? I still want to go. Let's do this. I want to fight Moose again." And Alicia's like, "You can't do that right now. No, stay here with me. Stay here with me." And so that was great. I don't know about the whole concussion thing, but if it was supposed to be told as a concussion because of that spot, then it rightfully deserves a title. But I don't think he actually has one. I've been hit on my head like that before, and I wake up as a concussion. So I don't know. It is what it is. We don't know because we weren't there, and we're not the doctors and everything else. Maybe Davey Richards knows. The Ali segment. I don't know what to say about this one. I didn't write anything down. It was just story. It was basically Allie giving in to Father James' demands because she feels that she needs answers. She needs answers of why she's feeling the way she's feeling. And I completely agree. I don't think the Su Young part was confusing for me. Like I can understand her going to James Mitchell's and figuring out what her insides are so dark and when her bubbly side's gone. But the Su Young graphic with her falling in and coming like that part confused the hell out of me, and I don't know how to get into that. Kira was confused as all of us were. We were like, "What the hell?" Come with me. She's like, "Come with me. I'll save you. I'll save you. Be with me. Be with me." And Kira's like, I don't know. I loved it though. I loved the whole segment back then. Don't get me wrong. It was great. But yeah, that was confusing as all hell, and I loved it. We get the Eli Drake segment. The last of the dying breed. You know what? I like hardcore wrestling. I like wrestling, and I like a good balance with it. So Eli, if he's on a mission to shut down hardcore wrestling, in Impact Wrestling, I really hope it doesn't go through. I really hope we still get death matches and everything else. And no, Kira was not randomly put in this storyline. She was made for this storyline because of her influence with Su Yung on the Indies. Kira has wrestled Su Yung on the Indies as many times as she's met her in Impact. So Kira is not randomly in this. If anyone that knows Su Yung as more as anyone on the Impact roster, it's Kira. That's a fact. Look up all the matches with Su Yung and Kira. So she was not randomly thrown in the storyline. She's Allie's best friend, but she knows Su Yung better than anyone. You can talk to my friend Chris about that one. He knows that too. So we get to the Eli Drake segment. The last of a dying breed. And if he wants to shut down hardcore wrestling, please don't. I love it too much. It makes me a fan at the age of almost 30, seeing the violence that I still love from the ECW days. And Callis is an ECW mark, so oh shit. Did I just call him that? He's an ECW creative. So he loves the Extreme as much as we all do. He may say, oh yeah, it's changed the business into what it was today. Like these little low kid punks with no muscles can get in and out, do this shit and be famous. But that's somewhat true. But I feel like I don't want it to die. And I just think this is a storyline. They go on with the lawsuit. He goes on and says it's an unsafe work environment. Joseph Park is in this, and he's like, oh yeah, that match at Bound for Glory, case in point, where they could have broke a leg. And I was like, even though it's partly true, that match at Bound for Glory was still one of a kind, unique, amazing to see. It was a great match. They were safe with it. So I don't know what the hell Eli is going on about. And then he goes on and says, oh, and that beautiful table spot that you went through. And you can see Eli Drake's like, how did you just say? So it was great. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, there's some people in the back, some knockouts, and some on the roster that are also on this lawsuit list." And I was like, "Wait a minute, some other talent in the back feel the same way?" He's like, "Oh yes, even some of the knockouts." And I was like, "Wait, what? What knockout has been unsafe in this next few weeks?" I mean, Haya was in a match, but she's hardcore. I mean, she even called out WrestleCade, like, "Yeah, I want a stipulation match for her stuff." So I don't know her partner, but I'm pretty sure that sucks. But yeah, Su Young's partner can't be signed because of visa issues. I think, right? I think she can't travel. I don't know. I don't know the reason, but I'm pretty sure she can be signed. No one is unreachable unless they're actually onto a solid contract. Then if it's on a solid contract like WWE and New Japan, then yeah, no, they can't. But if a deal works out, something goes away, throws money under the table, yeah, then fine, it works out. Whatever. But when he said that other people in the back are on this lawsuit list too, and I was like, holy shit, people are feeling the same way? Okay, maybe this is legit. And then after a while, he goes and then does the beautiful spot with Abyss, and it's like, oh yeah, Abyss gets a pass though. He's a Hall of Famer, and Eli is like, he does it. Like you can tell he's getting mad, but you didn't know he was an attack to Joseph Park till he did that low blow, and then he's like told him like, you're the problem, which basically, see, the fun thing about this is people have compared Abyss to Kane. So there's Joseph Park's character that is obvious, it's oblivious that we now know. Like when Hogan did the Joseph Park character, he separated from Joseph Park from Abyss, but now it's out. Everyone in this present era of Impact knows Joseph Park is Abyss. So when he plays this part, we know Abyss is going to fall in line eventually. They're the same person, but this is the good side of Joseph Park where he's trying to banish the dark side of the monster. So we now know it, and the other version is like, oh no, that's his brother, that's his separate entity, that's his separate this. Like no, this they are a part of each other. So this is fun where it's like, oh yeah, no, this is your fault. You ended this business. You did this. And he's kicking and talking at the same time. I haven't seen that before. Where he's actually doing a promo and kicking the living shit out of someone at the same time. That is incredible. Eli Drake just got on my well, let me see. Eli Drake has gotten on my top list now for doing that. Last time I saw someone do that, I think it was CM Punk kicking the shit out of John Cena and doing it. It's either CM Punk, Randy Orton, or Dolph Ziggler. One of the two. But it was been a while since I've actually seen it done properly and done right. And then he pulls out, oh, you guys like violence, you guys like tables, you guys like everything else. He pulls out chairs and just pelts him. And I have the number down, 11 chair shots, which didn't break the record of WrestleMania with Bret Hart and Vince McMahon, which was like, what, 23 or 24 was it? It was past 20. But I think they did break the record with the Chop Fest, though. I'll have to do research on that, or someone else can do research. But yeah, that's it. Let me get another backstage promo with Johnny Impact announcing he's going to be a different man tonight, and to take on a man like Killer Kross, which is basically what we got. We basically got a physical, less lucha-esque parkour version of Johnny. Like he was more stiff shot, forearm, suplex, submission, strong style almost, like the Austin Aries match at Bound for Glory. Killer Kross versus Johnny Impact. This match starts with the crowd chanting Johnny Impact, Killer Kross, Johnny Impact, Killer Kross. So they're both on both sides, which is good because it's not one-sided. And I don't like one-sided chants at the most times because you want the crowd to chant the same wrestlers that are in the ring, so they both get the same attention. So half of the crowd was chanting Johnny Impact, the other crowd was chanting Killer Kross. That's a great chant. That's a great way to show recognition. If everyone was chanting Killer Kross over Johnny Impact would be like, what the hell? Like, come on, I'm here, chant for me. Because he's Johnny Impact. I mean, of course it's going to be Johnny Impact and Killer Kross. They do a straight up force fight. Johnny Impact takes him down by a leg takedown. That was pretty interesting. It wasn't a Russian leg sweep. It was like a dragon leg hook on the leg, and just took him down with a leg. Like not even a sweep, not even nothing. Just straight up tackled him like a football player. That was great to see. They end up in a slugfest with forearms, back shots, kicks. Killer Kross does this one thing with his hand where he basically does like straight up pound chests his chest, and it takes the wind out of Johnny instantly. I don't know what that is, but that shit is dangerous. Last time I saw something like that was when Thanos did the Hulk. He basically jabbed him, basically stopped his breathing and just knocked him down. That is nuts. This was a very physical match. Kross almost looked like he would win it. Also, this is a new side of Johnny. He was more lucha. He was less lucha style than mixed with parkour, but Kross brings a certain intensity that makes Johnny have to adapt. Very solid show. And then I have this tweet that I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you to New York. What was it? Hold up. I gotta pull up the phone. I will answer questions after I read this. Well, New York, it's been real. Thank you for letting Impact Wrestling invade your territory, but now we move from the city that never sleeps to the city that's full of sin, to Las Vegas. That's my end of the show. I mean, I was absolutely blown away by this, and that is the only reason why I endured the reviews. I got to have a long chat with Andre about this. I don't know how he does it. I was hoping the other YouTube channels that I respect come up and answer me this question because I don't know how they do it. My hand cramped about 5 times writing the shit down, but I loved it. I do what I do for you guys. I don't do it for me. If I did it for me, I wouldn't do it at all because it's that much of a work. But yeah. Now reading the comments. It is 9:55 for me. I don't know how old it is for you guys, or I don't know what time it is for you. I think it's like 3 a.m. for Andre. Andre says, "Hey, bro, what's up? I have the heater running in my car right now, so I'm on music hearing. Yeah, I tried music. It didn't work for the half part, and then ad popped up, so I was like, damn it. Nope, just beautiful hot hair coming out of the dashboard. Must be nice, man. That sounds like a great scene, great moment. Put up, just kicking back in your own car, listen to your own thoughts. I mean, it is one way I would, if I could drive, which I can't. I would love to drive if I could, but I would just be on the road 24/7. I would just drive with the music blaring, having like no care in the world, just having that moment of death or life behind the wheel would excite me. I'm a goth, so that's very exciting to me. But yeah, that's very exciting. Uh, oh yeah, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I can hear it. Now I can hear the music that's not gone. JP Impact, my good friend Jonathan. Uh, your favorite match on Final Hour? I think I announced it was the Eddie versus oh no, with the Killer Cross versus Johnny. But you know what? I don't like using that narrative. I've become quite the politician myself, to be honest. It almost sickens me, but I don't use the word best or favorite. I think every wrestler has a certain personality that brings something special to this show. So when Impact does, oh, who do you want? Or this woman is now the future, and I was like, no, 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 no. Every knockout has a place on that roster that makes them special. So Impact tweeted, "Is Jordan Grace the future of is the future of the Impact Knockouts division?" I was like, no. Everybody on that roster is the future, and every knockout on the roster is the future of the Knockouts division. I don't like the best narrative. So when they like even the surveys, like, what's your best match? I hate it. I don't know why. I mean, I love Impact to death, and I don't know if they're ever going to see this video, and because I'm not throwing shade at all, I just don't like the best or favorite narrative. See my wall? If I had the best or favorite, it would just be one. I have it everywhere. I have all these wrestlers in my head. I have multiple merchandise. I see these people at indie shows I've never heard of, and I say, hey, thank you for being you, and thank you for giving what you do. I don't know him. I don't know him personally. I don't know him on Twitter. I just say, hey, thank you for doing what you do, putting your body on the line for us. That's all. And so the whole favorite narrative, like even the best of the world, I mean, there's some that can argue about who the best wrestler in the world, but I think every fucking wrestler has his place on this earth for us. That includes James Ellsworth. That includes the little funny comedy guys. They have something to bring. So when people say, "Oh, fuck Ellsworth" or "Screw Ellsworth," I'm like, okay, that's your opinion, but I like the guy. I loved meeting him. I loved talking to him. I met him at Cali Combat, and he was a great person to talk to. I talked to him about his hardcore matches with the women and the intergender and how he came up with the intergender championship. That came out of his own skull. People say, oh, screw Ellsworth. He's this little shrimp of a guy that has offspring tattoos. He beat AJ Styles 3 times, whether it was scripted or not. He beat AJ Styles. He had that on his resume. So people say, oh, I hate this guy. I hate it. I think every freaking person has a special place in this wrestling industry. I don't play favorites. So, yeah. Thank you, JP, for your question, though. I know a couple words in Spanish. I do too, but they're not very friendly. Agree, it's a smart choice. Nice DDT, she said. Yeah, that was a glorious DDT that Katarina did. I loved it. You can actually see the impact on Jordan's face when she hit the mat. Melissa Santos is coming to Impact. Yes, there is a little video out with Melissa in an interview. Andre even has one too. On his channel, Wrestling with Wrestling. Just search down. It's been like, I don't know, about 2 weeks since that video was out. If Andre's still in the chat, I wish he would come up and say it. But yeah, Melissa Santos is coming to Impact. That is up in the air. She said on the interview herself that there is nothing for her yet, but there have been talks. There is something going on. It's going to happen, but we just don't know what it is yet. She doesn't know if she's going to work with Brian Cage. She doesn't know if she's going to work with a ring announcer. She doesn't know if she's going to work as a commentator. She just knows she's going to be in there somewhere, but they have to figure out a plan first. That was in the Woman SW Weekly journalist on Twitter. I don't know the name of it. It's Women's Sports Weekly or something like that. Sean Steve, 22. Where the heck is the show going to air come January? Probably Pop TV. I don't know. See, the fun thing about this, at Bound for Glory, they announced Impact TV tapings for March 23rd. Now, if there is no TV plan deal, if there's no TV plan ahead, why are they planning a TV taping that far in advance if there's not a plan in motion? They didn't have to announce that, but they announced it because we are worried. March 23rd, it said Impact TV tapings in Ontario. We go back to the Rebel Complex, which is fun. I love that venue. No, never mind. Sorry, that's not correct. We go back to Windsor, Ontario, where BCW is held. My bad. Wait, is it Windsor? Oh crap! Now I'm confused. Oh well. I can see Impact going to WGN. Is an option. Ring Wars is on WGN. Okay, here's the thing. If Ring Warriors, the minority shareholder is Austin Aries, and if Austin Aries still has beef with Impact, allegedly, I don't think he would have let Impact work on his network. I don't know. Just speaking what it says. Killer Kross is the Ring Warriors champion. Yes, a lot of Impact talents on Ring of Warriors. That's because Austin Aries books them. He booked Eli Drake because Eli Drake lives in California. Killer Kross lives in Las Vegas. The Ring Warriors is held in the same arena, in the same city that Impact is taping in. That's why it makes me nervous if Austin Aries isn't going to come crashing the party. Because Austin Aries lives in Vegas. Same as Killer Kross. Cool man. Impact randomly put Kira in the storyline. I already went through that. Sucks that Impact can't sign Young's partner. Yeah, it does kind of suck, but I don't know the logistics behind that. Maho Corone. Yeah, there we go. Can never pronounce your name. All right, I always forget it. I know it's M something, but it's Mahoy or Maho Corone. That sounds Spanish. Corone, but she's actually Japanese. Sue's partners in Japan is amazing. I believe she is injured. Oh, yes, she is injured. And she had to retire. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Wow. I thought she was still repping it up in Stardom. All right, then. Yeah, she is injured. You're correct. Mike Larkin, yeah, it would have been cool if she came to Impact. Her and Su Yung could have been Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions. yes, when that eventually happens, I'm pretty sure Su Young has another doll she can play with. All right, well, that is my video. No one else is commenting. I'm gonna take a good 5 minutes and wait. Who's excited? Oh, so I was at Bar Wrestling. One of the talents there, uh, she's one of the people on this board. I'm not saying her name because I promised not to, but she has been confirmed for these Impact TV tapings. She told me herself that she would be there, but she's on one of I'm not telling which one, but she has been on the Rise. She's been in Rise. She's been in Bar Wrestling. She lives in California. She's been on CWFH. Uh Technically, no, it's not Sienna. Not the person I'm talking about. Maybe Sienna's gonna pop up, but the person that's confirmed that has never debuted for Impact, it's not Sienna. Someone on this wall that has never debuted for Impact. Impact, not the Twitch tapings. I'm talking about actual Impact Zone showing up on Impact Wrestling on Pop TV. It's one of these people. Now it could be Shaza, it could be Heather Monroe, it could be Rachel Cray, Rachel Raylin, Rachel Bostic, whatever the way you want to call her. Chris Wolf. Um, it could be Kimberly. Any of these. So, and there are 5 teases that have been scrolling around on Twitter, and if you know where to find them, I'm just gonna say their name: Zachary, Chris Bay, Hammerstone. Where are the other 2? No, I don't. I can't think. Hammerstone, Chris Bay, Zach Rentz. Oh, Ace Austin, and yeah, that I think that was it. But those are the 5 potential 4 potential, 1 confirmed that are gonna pop up on Impact this week, because there is a seminar tomorrow. I was really hoping they would do a Twitch event and did same thing with the Rise seminar, so I can see the talent that's gonna be there. But I don't think it's gonna be, because some of the talent that's gonna be there is gonna be on Impact. So they don't want to do the whole Twitch event. We'll see. I'm still waiting for the notification. Oh, it's 5 a.m. Impact Wrestling has gone live. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, maybe I'll just watch Impact Wrestling on Twitch for the full night. I'm subscribed. But yeah, so that's the seminar tomorrow with FSW. For people that don't know, it's Future Stars of Wrestling. They also have an arena out in Vegas. They do seminars, I think, bi-monthly. They have a few talent celebrities that come out and train wrestlers. Uh, do you think AJ Styles could return next year? Um, you know what? There is a possibility he may, but I think he is completely washed at this moment. He is completely bitten the dick of this. No, not completely. He has completely bitten the food on the fishing reel that Vince hooked. He has publicly versed his opinion on his past in TNA. He has publicly announced some things that are questionable about what TNA was. And he was doing these things on the table of 3, everything else. I think he's too deeply involved in WWE right now to ever leave. I thought there was a moment he would, after all these being force fed to Ellsworth, but the only people I see leaving in 2019 that are in WWE right now is Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, EY, If Maria will be finagled, I think Maria loves it, but I think Mike Mike Bennett might just be released. He may not even have a say in being there, because WWE has no idea what the fuck to do with him. I'm pretty sad about that. Mike Bennett is a hell of a talent. I don't even watch WWE. I'm just speaking what I've seen on Twitter and what I've seen be done to these particular talents that I would never see them do. Yeah, Mike Bennett's on 205 Live now, and I'm like, he is totally over 205. He's like 215 or 230 pure muscle. After the rehab he went to, he is now jacked. Like, even Zack Ryder, he is jacked. Why aren't these guys main eventing? Why aren't these guys holding titles? Why aren't these guys? But no, WWE wants to sign these indie talent and just like, hey, you know what? We're gonna put you in NXT. We're gonna do this. We're just gonna sign. Forget the wrestlers in the back. They're good. They've been with this company for 15 years. We can just feed them the cash and have them stay at home. They're never gonna leave. I have gone on record that I have scouted via Twitter, not by TV. The only talents that I can see leaving or being an impact that I ever want is Carmella, Becky Lynch, Dolph Ziggler. I've said that from day one, Dolph Ziggler. The Miz, never gonna happen though. He's too involved in movies and celebrities and being paid up the ass to do it. Dolph Ziggler, Carmella. I know Carmella is not that great of a wrestler, but her personality is a catch. I loved when I was watching WWE in 2017 and then stopped. I loved her personality. I loved what she brought, and I loved her arrogance. That made me a fan. I know she's not great at wrestling because she hasn't been wrestling forever, and she was a cheerleader. Come on, man. Remember Rebel and Tessa, not Tessa, Tess were cheerleaders, and they have just now physically found their momentum in wrestling, and it took them a good 5 to 6 years. But Carmella, Impact just signed the Ascension. Yes and no. I was a fan of the Ascension, but then I slowly got out of it. Realized how kind of, I want to say sluggish, but they need work. They could be a great tag team, but WWE has not trained them. They just went to the development centers and I think just taught them a few moves, but they haven't given them a personality. James Storm at Homecoming. I would not be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised. No, wait. Not surprised? Be surprised. Not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Nashville. He lives in Nashville. If he still lives in that Tennessee state that he's in. I don't know if he moved to Florida. I don't know if he's moving to Florida. I don't know if there's things in the works. I don't know if he's booked. To me, if I was a scouter and a booker and a loyal fan of all these talents, I would focus on indie promotions that are booking talents in that area on that day that can just be called up. Hey, we need you. Here's some cash. Can you do this for us? That's basically all it takes. Impact just needs a call. Say, hey, we like you. We see what you bring. Here's some cash for a day. Let's see if we can do this. That's basically how a phone call should go. And if a talent is in the area at the particular event and time, I see no reason why they can't just show up. If they really want to work in this business, they can show up, buy a ticket as a fan, and just be and feel the energy of the show. That's literally I can see James Storm buying a ticket because of the nostalgia and just sitting in the ring as an audience contender. Just an audience. Not there to wrestle, not there to talk, not there to see, just him in the audience enjoying what he used to bring in that particular arena of the asylum. That's basically I can see. That's all I can see happening because there's nothing for him right now to just be thrown into a story or just to be thrown into here. They could bring him on to talk about how great it was to wrestle in the Asylum. They can bring him back to talk about history that was going on in that said venue. So if you want to see a wrestler that you want to see, oh shit. I've talked so much, now the battery's dying. Okay. If you want to see the particular talent that you want to see, just follow their tweets from now till then and look at some of the best indie promotions that are booking the said talent you want. That's what I've been doing. I've been looking at the date underneath. Like, for instance, Taya is booked at an FSW event tomorrow, wrestling. Oh no, she's booked in the FSW on the 16th, wrestling Penelope Ford. No, that's WrestleCade. Who is that? God damn it. Yeah, that's basically what I would do. That's called scouting. That's not called stalking. That's called scouting. Because you're not basically knowing, you're not basically tweeting, you're not basically saying, oh shit, they're gonna be here. No, that's basically knowing in your head that they're gonna be in the said area that Impact is at. Like, for instance, if the Young Bucks have an event in Nashville at a different promotion, they're in the area. Don Callis can call up, hey, I know you have the Young Bucks there. Can we get them here for a little presentation? That's all it takes. It would have been cool to see Jeff Jarrett at Homecoming. I guess that's not going to happen because he's trying to sue Anthem. Honestly, he would probably just show up because they're in the area. He lives in Nashville. He lives in Nashville, though. He could just show up and be drunk and like, hey, here's this lawsuit. Or just show up and just be an ass and say, here's this lawsuit. I came to talk. I don't care what the security guard says. I used to own this building. I mean, he can basically do that. I mean, that sounds like something Jarrett would do. But would that be a good look on the company? I don't know. Maybe. That's why they're playing with this lawsuit angle right now, because everyone's suing Impact. So, like, you know what? Why don't we just go along with the joke? An Ultimate X match should happen. I believe it should. Now, if the rumors, if the teases are true, and Ace Austin and Zachary Wentz debut for Impact in Vegas, I feel like Ace Austin is going to, because his character demands it. He is a magician. He is magic. I've said this before. And Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz are the fucking future. They are the fucking future of professional wrestling. You know how, and Desmond as well. You know how AJ Styles was the future pro wrestling when he was back in TNA? These are the Ohio boys' future. They are the future of what professional wrestling will be in 5 years to come. And I stand by that fact because they are that damn good. And Impact needs to sign these boys immediately. Desmond is still signed with Impact. He's working with the Rascals. He's built. See, what I feel that Desmond and Zachary are doing, they're building chemistry as a team. They've been wrestling for years, but they just now started wrestling again. And they're now starting to wrestle again. And they're starting to, and that's why Desmond said, "Hey, Desmond tweeted like I'm still there. I'm just doing some projects with the Rascals for now, but we'll be back." He said, "I'll be back." So Desmond has not lost any sight. He's not mad. He's not being booked. He's not angry. He's not being booked. He's basically doing probably what he should be doing, gaining more talent, doing more things, bringing more to his character. So when the Rascals debut, which I'm pretty sure they're going to, because it would be kind of foolish just to sign Zachary and Desmond as singles, but that would be pretty cool as singles too. Like that was like the Machine Guns Motor Machine Guns. They were good as singles, but they were better as tag team. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Like they could have signed Pentagon only and left Phoenix in the dark, and that would have been okay. But they signed both of them because they're both single wrestlers and they're both tag team specialists. See where I'm going with that. But yeah, Ace Austin, Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel, Desmond Xavier are the fucking future. You can quote me on that. You can trademark and patent that. You can send that to my grave, post it on my web, post it anywhere, and quote it because I said it. It's going to happen, and I am 100% on that. Unless they injured and end up retired in the next 2 years, it's not going to happen. These guys are fluent, and phenomenal. Impact should also have action figures. Maybe. I don't know. I would rather have them get Pop Funkos than action figures, but I'm not a kid anymore. I'm turning 30, so I'm still in the video games. I'd rather have a video game than action figures. So yeah, that's basically what I would be doing. Action figures, yeah, they're cool because kids still watch the product. Some would want it. Some would get those signed. I got a Dixie Carter action figure I was given for when they got that milestone on YouTube, 1 million subscribers, I think it was, and they did it was a billion views on YouTube, and they did a box giveaway for $75 where they just plastered everything, and you just list your favorites, and then they just tossed the $75. You tossed in ideas, and you got what you wanted. I got a standard special edition Dixie Carter action figure from Slammiversary 2012, I believe it was. I have it stowed away safely. All right, we're at 122. Wow, we're going straight to my streaming hour. I usually stream this long for video games. Oh, speaking of that, for those watching still, how many of you guys are Spyro fans? I want to see the comments. How many of you guys are Spyro fans? Nothing? No one? Spyro? Spyro, anyone? Maybe it takes a while to load. We got 3 people in here. Well, anyways, Spyro comes out in 3 days. And I am going to stream the fucking hell out of it. I waited 16 years to play this game. And I'll be honest, I never played Ripto's or Year of the Dragon. My mom never bought those ones. She bought Spyro, the first one, because she found it on at a yard sale. Honestly, yard sale in great condition. Like my mom never bought video games at a video game store. Well, she did when they were at clearance, like Kmart. Oh, God bless Kmart. I miss it. I only played a Spyro game on the Game Boy Advance. I played Sparky's Adventure. What was it? Sparkflex. I forgot the Dragonfly video game that came out where you basically played as the Dragonfly and then versatiled it with Spyro and his little funny characters. But no, these Spyro games are going to be the ones that were on PS1, released 2002 to 2003-ish to 5-ish, I believe. No, wait, not 5-ish. I was in school then. 1990 something, 1995 to 2001. I'm gonna go there. Yeah, they're released in that time frame. I'll probably do research. I'm pretty sure it's not that late either. It's 1991. I was 5 or 7 when I started playing it. But it's been a while since I played it, and these games were really fun. I could spend 12 hours on this game easily. There was so much to do. You can just forget about the missions, just start slaying all these baddies and just gathering treasure. And that's kind of the reason. That's kind of the one. That's the kind of reason why Riptos and Year of the Dragon were different, because you actually had side missions. You actually had goals. Uh the first one came out with just an over base map where you had flight challenges, and you just had to collect as many dragons as you can get and beat nasty Nork. Evil, nasty Nork. But yeah, that was basically it. And this game's coming out, and I'm gonna stream it as fuck. And I really look forward to everyone joining on these streams because it's a bit nostalgic. I want my views to go up. I want my presence to be felt. It's going to be a very good experience. I'm going to go out and buy some beer. Uh, I'm going to throw on some music. It's going to be a blast. I am deeply involved in this Spyro game. I've been waiting 16 years, and it's finally here. And I got to pay $8 on Tuesday. Oh, it's going to be great. I'm completely stoked. Uh, as soon as Crash Bandicoot came out and how the receiving end was that, they're like, okay, this turned out good. We now need to make Spyro. And I was like, you damn sure do. But all right, so that's 126.10. Anyone else have any other questions? I will be streaming Spider-Man tomorrow. No, wait, no. Tomorrow is Black Flag. My bad. Today was supposed to be Grand Theft Auto. No, today was supposed to be review. All right, I'm good. I speak to my word on Twitter. Yeah. So my schedule tomorrow is basically I'll be playing Black Flag for about 2 to 3 hours maybe. And then Monday I will be doing Spider-Man Refresh because the DLC is coming out on November 20th, Turf Wars. So I'll be playing Spider-Man PS4 for the remaining of it after I do the little side quests and shit that doesn't require streaming. Um, yeah, I like entertaining you guys. So um, when I do video games, I stream what you guys would want to see. I don't like viewing side quests or me swinging around collecting pigeons. I don't think that's entertaining. So the views I don't think will go up. I don't think the views will matter if I'm just swinging around collecting pigeons or I'm doing side quests or I'm doing these random cop chases. No, I think the story and the dialogue get people's attention, and that's when story play comes more into the YouTube. So I got a few things to do. I'm playing it on amazing mode, so I'm trying to get as much experience and skills before I go straight up into the story when it gets much more intense. If anyone's played this game, it gets intense quick. All right, well, uh, that is the end of my video. The chat has gone silent, so it is 10:27. It's been about an hour and 30-minute video. I am seeing you later. Repping my Johnny Impact shirt because of the final hour, and he was successful and he retained. So my boy Johnny Impact, I love the man. He's great. And anything he does. Peace. Bye. Check it out. Subscribe, like, share, retweet. My name is CVE on Twitter. Misery Eater 101. I thank you for your presence at this time of the hour. If this is a good time for everyone, maybe I'll start doing it at 9 o'clock instead of during the afternoon, because after in the afternoon I get no feedback. So I love the attention, and if you comment on any of my videos, I reply and like every single one. So if you like feedback, if you like getting noticed, if you like the attention of getting your answers questioned by any time, just comment. I have my notifications on all the time. I randomly check my videos daily. Like my one video, the Spider-Man one, the Quiet of the Cat, Sneak of the Spider, it's already almost at 100 views. And it's only a 30-second video. It's madness. But yeah, I do this for you guys. I love the attention, but I'm not really font. I'm not really deeply involved in the attention I'm getting, but I love giving rather than taking. And if you comment on something, you'll get a like. You'll get a like. You'll get a thumb up and a heart. I don't know what the heart signifies. It means I guess you favored it or something. And you'll get a plot. And if it requires a reply, like if you do something funny and if the guy say yes, you'll get an emoji saying, yeah, cool. Thanks. Thanks for watching. I am doing this for you. I am not getting paid for it. I don't want to get paid for it. Maybe sometime down the line I'll get paid for it if money becomes a problem. Money is not a problem right now. I am steady. I'm stable. I would like to do some money so I can go out to events and maybe afford a plane trip once a year. But that is not going to happen because I'm mentally not completely. I'm travel compared. I can't drive. I'm able to go to these shows because I have a good friend named Chris. He's on MVSS on Twitter. He doesn't like when I say his last name. But he's a good friend. We go to a few events. We went to Bar Wrestling, Day of the Undead. We went to Cali Combat. We've been to Rise 8. And we went to an AWS show that was absolutely insane. So I wish I had money, but it's not required by YouTube. I don't know how YouTube works, and I don't think I'm even qualified to get paid yet. But I do this for you guys, and I would love just some feedback. If I'm doing something right and you love it, give me some feedback. If you see that I am talking about Impact in a passionate way, tag me on Twitter. I know I see you tag that BQ guy. You tag Andre, you tag Clock Cleaners, you tag Six Sided Podcast, tag OMG Corey. I would love to get that too. I would love my name to be broadcast in a broader channel because I'm doing this for you guys, but I can't do this for you guys if you don't help me out. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So shout me out on Twitter. Retweet what you see. I know the title isn't very a WWE theme, wrestling theme, but a glimpse into my mind. There's a lot going in here, and it's a very thought out channel. I put anything I see, anything that goes in my head. I love giving what I have in here, so it's not clogged up in there, you know. So, but I'm going on about too much, and you guys are like, "Shut up, Cody! Shut up! Shut up! Talk about Impact! Talk about Impact!" But I can't talk about Impact. I've talked about everything I could. I could talk about the December shows, the one night only event, on the one night only taping in December, December 1st, Cali, Salinas. We went there first, but me and Chris aren't going to this one. It's a 5-hour fucking drive. I wish I could help him drive, and I'll do it myself. It doesn't seem like that much of a problem, but I've never driven. And then there's a Twitch event that's held in Newark the day before the one night only. And it's going to be live on Twitch. Then we have the one night only BCW anniversary show on the 16th. It's on a Friday. On the 16th, Twitter just updated. Yeah, next Friday on the 16th. There's a WrestlePro event in sometime next year. Hogs House of Glory got the okay to do an Impact tour with the World Class Reward. I don't remember the name of it. It's basically the Impact version of a World Tour like NJPW. That's really exciting to see. For those that know and those that don't, House of Glory is Amazing Red's promotion. The dude is still wrestling at the age of, I want to say, 30 plus. He has an amazing promotion. He books Impact talent verily. He has had LAX there. He has had Johnny Impact there. He has had Desmond there. He has had various Impact talent at his show, and they love it. So if House of Glory goes down, I would love just to have Amazing Red come out and introduce himself and say, you know what? Back in the day, I was the fucking highlight of the X Division because it was fucking true. Amazing Red did some of the most insane spots, launching off of a shark cage, launched himself off a ladder, flying dangerously outside of the ring where no man should be. I loved Amazing Red. He basically lived up to his name, Amazing. But I digress. That's the end of my video. Thank you for watching. As the views continue to go down, that's because I'm ending. Good night. Peace. Bye. Like, subscribe, share, comment, retweet, tag. Username again is Misery Eater 101 on Twitter. CVE, just search it up and you see a picture of me wearing a jacket. Like, subscribe, share. You know what to do. Ring the bell. I don't know if that works because I can't see the bell. I don't know who's belled. But yeah. Good night.